Steady. Hup.
Sire?
Do you have further orders, sire?
Are they still there?
Yes, sire. The Russians are still there.
I hear no sounds of battle.
No, sire. The fighting has ceased.
I gave no orders.
They just seem to have stopped of their own accord. They say there are 50,000 dead out there. We need your instructions, sire. If the Russians attack...
They won't attack. They have no energy to attack. Neither have we.
What would you have us do then, sire?
We wait for the Russians to withdraw. And then we follow them.
Is it still Moscow, sire?
Every rule of war says follow through. When you've repulsed an attack, follow through.
We cannot mount an attack.
I say we can. It needs but a small extra effort.
But a small extra effort. In killed and wounded, we have lost 1/3 of our force. And for what?
We've stopped them on the road to Moscow.
No, we have not stopped them. Theirs is a forward momentum that cannot be stopped. They're too far from home to stop. Now they can only turn back. And that they will not do.
We've proved we can make them.
We've proved nothing of the kind. We have proved that we can halt them for a moment, and at what cost? And why?
To defend the ancient and sacred capital of Russia.
To defend the ancient and sacred capital of Russia. Allow me to inform Your Excellency, that phrase is without meaning. The problem is a military one. The safety of Russia depends on her army. Do we risk the loss of the army and of Moscow by accepting battle? Or give up Moscow without a battle? That is a question that has to be decided.
Is that the question for a Russian? To give up Moscow without a fight?
It is a question for a military man.
Impossible. With the enemy in Moscow, the heart of our country's been cut from its body.
Has it? Has it? I say the heart of our country at this moment is not Moscow. It is the Russian army. Lose that and you lose the heart of Russia.
Why should we lose it?
Because the thrust of the enemy is the thrust of desperate men. They have only one goal in mind, Moscow, which they see as the end of all their troubles. So they rush towards it with the mindless momentum of an avalanche, and we cannot stop them. We are not strong enough to stop them, and we do not need to stop them.
Count Bazukov! Count, where have you been? We've been concerned about you.
I've been with the army.
At Borodino? No.
Yes. They've withdrawn to Mozhaisk. I left them there. What are you doing here?
Count Rostovs sent for you. You couldn't be found, so I came here myself to see what he wanted.
What does he want me?
I don't know. I haven't seen him yet, but it's a good thing you came here.
I came to see what was happening.
Is it true we won a great victory at Borodino?
We lost half the army.
That sounds more like it.
Are we abandoning the city to the French?
Everyone seems to think so, except Count Rostovs. Ah, here's someone now.
Gentlemen, I have the honor of reading to you Count Rostopchin's latest proclamation. It will be posted on the city walls. His Serene Highness Prince Kutuzov, in order to effect an early junction with the troops moving towards him, has passed through Mozhaisk and occupied a strong position where the enemy will not find it easy to attack him. 48 cannon have been sent him from here, and His Serene Highness declares that he will defend Moscow to the last drop of his blood and is ready to fight even in the streets of the city. My friends, do not let the closing of the courts of law occasion any alarm. Those who have left the city are panic mongers. Arm yourselves. Be sure that when the time comes, we shall give the French a taste of Russian steel.
It's nonsense. Nonsense. Military authorities have told me that the city cannot be defended.
I agree, Count. And frankly, if I hadn't been summoned here on your behalf, I'd have left Moscow by now.
Have all my staff left the house?
Nearly all. I've sent them to an estate outside the city. Oh, and there's a letter from your wife, Countess Helene. She's in Petersburg.
Who's that?
That's Vereshchagin. He published a proclamation telling everybody to greet the French as liberators. The only liberation he'll get is his head from his body.
Ah, Count Bazukov, there you are. Count Rostopchin would like a word with you.
I'll go back to the house and wait you there.
Good God, where have you been? Did you fall in a ditch?
I've been with the army at Borodino.
Have you now? Whatever did you do that for? Oh, well, never mind. That's not what I wanted to talk to you about.
Are you leaving?
Well, of course I'm leaving. You better leave, too.
I've just heard your proclamation.
Ah, that was for the populace. I have to do something to stem the panic. Moscow's been abandoned. I had word from the army. The army. It's being run by a lot of Germans and a senile old man. If I had my way, I'd fight to the death, but they were.
Isn't it better to tell them and let them leave the city?
Are you mad or a traitor? Yes, that's something else I wanted to talk to you about.
Well, what's the point of keeping them here?
Well, I can't afford to have all the roads blocked with riffraff, preventing decent people from getting away. Now, listen to me, Count. Oh, there's something else I had to tell you. Your brother-in-law's been killed.
Anatol?
He had both legs amputated and died while they were doing it.
The poor man.
And that's not all. Your friend Andrei Bolkonsky died too. Did you know that?
No, I didn't.
Yes, they were both on the list we had this morning. Oh, well, there it is. Wasn't there something between those two? Didn't I hear your brother-in-law seduce Bolkonsky's fiancée? There's irony for you. Both killed in the same battle. What a business.
What is it you wanted to talk to me about?
Oh, yes. Well, now, these are difficult times, Count. Did you see that fellow out there, Vereshchagin? Do you know him?
No.
He printed and published a proclamation for which he'll lose his head, but I don't believe he wrote it.
Who didn't?
Klucharov. You know him?
Yeah.
Oh, yes. He's a Freemason like you, isn't he? Now, I know there are Masons and Masons, and you're probably not one of those who are trying to ruin Russia.
Nonsense!
Don't talk to me like that! If it's nonsense, the nonsense is theirs, not mine. And for all I know, yours, too.
How do you know that Klucharov wrote it?
Vereshchagin.
I don't believe it.
Do you doubt my word?
I mean, I don't believe that Klucharov wrote it. Have you asked him?
I can't find him. He's obviously got scared and run off.
No, he's probably left the city for the same reason that everyone else is leaving.
Ah, don't you believe it? He knows he's in trouble. Preaching all that rubbish about universal brotherhood. I won't have it. There are a lot of traitors.
Nonsense, absolute nonsense.
Don't argue with me! I'm rounding up all the Freemasons I can find and throwing them into jail if there's the slightest thing against them. It's because I regard you as a friend and know there's no malice in you that I brought you here to warn you. Now you take my advice and leave Moscow at once. Oh, by the way, is it true your wife's leaving you?
I beg your pardon?
I heard it was. Clearly you know nothing about it. Well, husbands are always the last to know. Well, there it is. It's a time of disasters, Count, both public and private. I shouldn't worry about it if I were you.
My dear Pierre, this is a very painful... My dear Pierre, this is a very painful task I have of writing to you. But I am sure when you have read this letter, you will understand the good sense that is contained in it. We have not lived as husband and wife for many years, and now I have found someone who wishes to marry me, and who will be a true husband to me. Will be a true husband to me. I therefore intend to divorce you, thus liberating us both from a farcical union that should never have happened.
Napoleon Bezukhov. His destiny and mine are inextricably mixed. Inextricably divorced me.
L'Empereur Napoleon, le Russe Bezukhov!
That's me. Divorce me. His destiny and mine are inextricably mixed, I'm certain of it. Divorce me. I shall meet him here in Moscow.
Let it divorce me! I shall meet him here!
When he arrives,
I'll definitely meet him here.
Still marching. Sonia, you should see them. They look so dispirited.
Natasha, do come and help with the packing, or we'll never get away.
You should see them, Sonia. They look as if they haven't slept for days.
I've seen them. They've been marching through since last night.
Disgraceful. A Russian army abandoning Moscow.
What else can they do?
Count Rostovs said they would fight in the streets. That's what they should do.
Do you realize there's hardly a family left in Moscow? And we've only just begun to pack.
I'm sorry, Sonia. What shall I do?
We'll start packing the dinner services.
Well, I don't see why we have to take all this china.
Well, that's what you keep saying. You ask me what we should do, and I tell you, and you say you don't see why we should do it.
Honestly, Sonia, it's all going to get broken on the journey.
Well, not if we pack it carefully. You don't seem to understand. The things in this house are worth hundreds and thousands of rubles. We can't afford to leave them here.
You're right, Sonia. Of course you are. I'll go and get the china. Oh, do we have an empty packing case?
That's all we have. What we need are full ones. There's one over there.
Well, don't touch it, anybody, because I'm going to get the china. The soldiers have stopped marching.
They've gone. They've all gone. What a business. They marched in at one gate of the city and out of the other.
It's uncanny. Silence. To think there's nothing now between us and...
The French.
Now, don't you see? If we don't start packing, we'll never have anything ready when the carts arrive.
If they arrive.
A letter from Nikolai. I can't open it. Natasha, you open it.
Mama, if it's from Nikolai, then he must be all right.
Yes, all right. No, something awful may have happened to him. You read it. Well, what does it say?
Well, just a moment, Mama.
Well, just glance at it. You don't have to read every word. You can tell if something awful's happened just by looking at it. Something terrible's happened. I can see it on your face.
No, he seems well.
I don't believe it. You're hiding something.
No.
He survived the battle.
Well, I don't... Now, just a moment. No, I don't think he was in the battle.
Thank God. Thank God. Now, where is Petya? Where is my other son?
He'll be home soon, Mama. They said he'd be home today.
They said he'd be home yesterday. And the day before. Who can trust the army? They said they defend Moscow. And where are they? They march right through it. God, why should I suffer like this?
But it's happening to everyone, Mama.
What do I care about it happening to everyone? Do they care about my Petya? They don't even know my Petya. Dear God, who'd be a mother? Oh, I wish I never had children. If I had my time again. Oh, girls, perhaps, but boys. Oh, even girls, it's trouble even with them.
Good heavens.
What is it? You missed something. Well, tell me.
He met up with Princess Maria.
Bolkonskaya?
Yes.
But where?
At Bogocharovo. He rescued her. The peasants on the estate wouldn't let her leave. He arrived only just in time.
My son. All his life he's done nothing but make us proud of him. Now this. In the middle of a battle, he calmly rescues a girl from a crowd of ruffians.
He wasn't in the battle, Mama.
Well, there's a war on, isn't there? What do you know about battles? Do you think he'd tell you everything? There's no one more modest than him. You know, it's Providence.
What is?
Well, that he should rescue someone who might have been connected with our family.
Oh, Mama.
Well, isn't it? Of all the people in the world he might have rescued, it turns out to be Bolkonsky's sister. Oh, my dear, what difference can it make to you? That's all over, isn't it?
In the first place, there's nothing to suggest that there's anything more in it.
Oh, a mother can read between the lines.
And in the second place, I wasn't thinking of myself.
Oh, who then? Oh, Sonia. Well, you know I never approved of that.
Nikolai has given his word, Mama. He won't go back on it.
She can release him.
You've no right to suggest that.
What do you think? That I hate Sonia? I've brought her up here as my own child all these years. Is that something you do for a child you don't like?
Look, of course I know it isn't like that.
Oh, listen, my dear. All there is in life is the family. Oh, there are friends you can turn to sometimes, but in the end, all there is the family. If you safeguard that, you safeguard yourself. Well, this family is in trouble, my dear. Your father's never had a business head on his shoulders, so who must think for it?
Mama, there is nothing in that letter to give you any grounds for
never
believing
mind the letter
that...
or the grounds. They've met. That's all I ask. I trust in Providence. I was never happy about your engagement to Bolkonsky.
Don't say that.
No, I wasn't. I think you were quite right to break it off, even though it was a blow to us. I see now that that was Providence, too. Yes, my dear, I firmly believe it. That was Providence, too.
Madam, apparently the mob is rioting on the other side of the city. They've broken into the liquor stores. They're looting and pillaging. It's a nightmare, a veritable nightmare.
Oh, Mama, I don't think we should stay another night.
You want me to leave without Petya? I'll not go until he gets here.
But he's probably perfectly all right.
Oh, if only your father would come back. Rioting in the streets. What is the world coming to?
Oh, Sonia, what shall we do without you?
Natasha, why don't you help? All everybody seems to do is talk.
I will. I'll do it now.
Petya, my darling. My darling, you're bad.
I knew he'd be there today. I had a feeling.
Look at you. You look so different. What have you been doing with yourself?
What do you expect? He's in the army.
Yes, but does he have to look...
Are you all right, Petya?
Well, of course I'm all right. What's all this fuss?
Fuss, you ungrateful boy. You kept us a whole week waiting for you.
Well, I didn't ask you to bring me here. Why couldn't you leave me where I was?
Far too dangerous. I wanted you here with us.
But it's much more dangerous here than it was with the regiment. We're all miles from the front.
Never mind. You're better here with us. You're a soldier. You can protect us.
Now, will everybody please help me with the packing, or it'll never get done.
Yes, we all will. Come on, Petya. Get your coat off and give us a hand.
Listen.
It's the carts. They've arrived. It isn't the carts. It's a train of wounded. Where are they going?
I don't know, miss.
It's so long. I can't see the end of it.
My dear, you can read the letter on the way out. Olga, be careful with that picture. Now, where is Mitenka?
There's a crowd of wounded soldiers outside. I said they could come in here.
In our house?
But they are wounded, Mama. Well, and they've nowhere to go. Oh, Papa, we'll be leaving here tonight. all right, Tinker. You can come into the house. Lie down in, dear. Make yourself as comfortable as you can.
Making an awful mess of your floor, miss.
Never mind. Just wait a moment. It needs washing. I'll fetch some water. Can't you come and help me?
Let's get on with the packing. Olga, don't stand there staring. Let's get on with it.
It's very good of you, miss. But it won't do no good.
Yes, it will. It'll keep it clean.
Till the French get here.
They wouldn't.
No. I don't suppose they'll do that. But they won't do nothing for us either. So it comes to the same thing. Still, it's very good of you, miss.
What are you doing here?
They said we could find shelter here for the night.
But we've no room. Don't you understand? The house is full of troops.
He's very bad, and they can't carry him any further.
What is it, Matenka?
It's more wounded, miss. I was just saying we've no more room.
How many are there?
Well, it seemed to be about a dozen. I suppose we could take the one on the litter.
No, let them all in. We can make a little more room. See that they're made comfortable.
Very well, miss. Go on. Go on in. Up there. Miss Natasha! I do believe those are our carts arriving.
Thank God.
They're all right. I've just been giving him some warm soup.
The one in the litter.
He's not well enough to eat. I don't think we can do anything more for him.
Thank you, miss. You don't know how good it is to be off the street.
I hope you rest. Good night. Some more wounded came.
carts have arrived. Thank heaven we shall be able to leave in the morning. Sonia, what is it?
Can you really believe all this is happening to us?
No.
There's men in there. What will become of them?
I don't know.
Do you know something?
What?
I just walked through the conservatory just now. Do you know what I thought of? The day I kissed Boris Dobretskoy. All those years ago when he used to live here.
Natasha?
Yes.
Do you think Nikolai?
No, I don't. It's all in Mama's imagination. And I know Nikolai would never go back on his word, Sonia. No matter what.
Won't be long now.
Well, are we all ready? Oh, splendid, my dear, splendid. You've done very well. As soon as your mother is ready, we'll be off.
Excuse me, Count. God's sake, let me find a corner of a wagon. I've nothing with me.
Now then, you can't ask that, you know that.
I beg you. I can ride on top of the luggage. I'll take no room. Just take me with you, please.
Well, Mitenka, unload 2 carts. Let them travel with us. A few. What harm can it do?
You heard him, Mitenka. Unload 3 of the carts.
He said 2.
Unload 3. We'll take my things out of one of them.
Olga, come on, over here.
Thank you, thank you. You don't know what this means to me.
Well, we can take a few of you.
What are you doing, Mitenka?
Oh, my love, I was going to tell you. An officer came up to me, and he begged that some of the wounded be allowed to ride with us.
You've emptied some of the wagons.
2, that's all.
What is the matter with you? What is the matter with you?
My love.
How dare you? All our lives you squandered our money and mismanaged our affairs. You ruined us. All we have left is in this house. Do you want to leave the children with nothing?
What could I do?
You could refuse, that's what you could do. You haven't the courage, you'd rather sacrifice your own.
We can't leave them to the mercy of the French.
Not our problem. It's the government's duty to take care of the wounded.
These aren't in a position
Oh,
to...
go away. You make me tired. If you got us out a week ago, none of this would have happened.
But my love...
It's happening to us because we're the last to leave. Don't you care what happens to the children?
They asked me. A few carts.
Listen, Ilya. If you empty a single thing from those wagons, I'll never speak to you again as long as I live.
All right, my love, all right. I'm sorry. I'll go and tell them. Put everything back in the wagons. We can take no one with us.
But, Papa, you said we could take some of
Mama
them.
objects.
But why?
None of your business. Do as I say.
could he? Help me back with these.
They're loading up the wagons again. I'm sorry, my love.
I'm sorry, too. I didn't mean what I said.
No, you were right. I've not been very businesslike, have I?
Why should you be? Not your business to be businesslike.
Should have managed things a little better.
No. You are what you are. That's why I love you. We're both of us children when it comes to affairs of the world.
It'll be all right when Nikolai comes home.
Ah, Nikolai. There's my hope.
He's a good boy. Perhaps he can save us.
What have you done, Papa? Well, they're loading the carts again. Who told them?
Your mother... I told them.
Mama told you, didn't she? You can't do it, Mama.
Natasha.
You can't. It isn't right.
And not our problem. Do you want us to leave everything?
I don't care about everything. I don't care about your bits of wood and china. Well, these are human beings! My God, Mama, one of them could be your own son. And all you can think about are your ornaments! I'm sorry, Mama. I'm sorry, but it isn't right.
My dear, you arrange what is right. No, I don't understand these things.
My love, she is right. How can we leave them? Empty their carts. Leave everything here. What do we care at a time like this?
The carriage is waiting in the road. Are you ready?
Ready. Coming.
What a sight. One soldier left. It's Pierre. It's Pierre Bezukhov. Pierre! Count Bezukhov! What are you doing? Are you staying in Moscow?
Yes, I am staying. Why haven't you gone?
We're leaving now. Come with us.
No. I want to stay. I have my reasons. Goodbye.
Why? What's the matter? What a strange man. He's staying in Moscow.
Well, let him. Come along, Natasha. Natalie, my love. Better go.
I'm coming. Coming.
Mama. Mama, Prince Andrei's here. Prince Andrei's among the wounded.
Natasha, does she know?
No, but he's travelling with us. I saw them put him on the cart. He's very sick.
Oh, Sonia, Sonia. Ways of the Lord are past finding out. Don't tell her. That's all I ask.